There are 3 everyday powders that science shows can unlock rock-hard lasting erections. Most men have never heard of them, and one in particular is so powerful, researchers call it the natural switch for rock-hard erections. But here's the real kicker, it's not just about which powders you use, it's about the right combination, the timing, and the dosage that flips your nitric oxide switch into overdrive. In the next few minutes, I'll break down exactly what these powders are, how to use them together, and why this natural approach works when so many so-called miracle pills don't. Stick with me, because once you understand this, you'll see why nothing else even comes close. The first powder on our list might surprise you, celery powder. Most people think of celery as nothing more than a watery low-calorie snack. But in reality, it's packed with natural nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide, the very molecule that allows blood vessels to open up and erections to happen. On top of that, celery contains apigenin, a compound that supports circulation, vascular flexibility, and even hormone balance. Now, let me share a powerful story from science that really opened my eyes. In 2024, researchers from the University of Miami, Boston Scientific and Miller Scientific in Tennessee asked a bold question: could natural nitrate-rich foods really make a measurable difference in men struggling with performance? So they gathered 1,583 men, most of them in their early 50s, men just like us, dealing with the frustrations of weak or unreliable erections. For 12 weeks, these men followed a simple routine. They were given antioxidant-rich supplements, many of which were high in dietary nitrates, the same compounds found in foods like celery, arugula, and beets. Another group got a placebo. The results? By the end of the study, the men who took the nitrate-rich supplements saw their erectile function scores jump by an average of 5.5 points on a standardized scale doctors use to measure performance. To put that into perspective, that's not just a number on paper. That's the difference between frustration in the bedroom and confidence returning. And here's the kicker, that improvement was greater than what men often see with testosterone therapy or even some ED medications. The takeaway: when you give your body the right natural compounds to boost nitric oxide, the impact can be life-changing. And the humble overlooked celery happens to be one of those sources. But here's the catch: most celery powders you see in the market are filled with additives and non-organic fillers. That's why the best way is to make it yourself at home, and it's simple. Wash your celery stalks. Slice them thin. Dry them in a food dehydrator or use your oven on the lowest possible heat until completely crisp. Grind into a fine powder using a blender or spice grinder. Store airtight, and you've got pure organic celery powder with no junk. As for how to use it, studies suggest that 1 to 2 teaspoons in the morning works best. That's because your body absorbs nitrates more efficiently on an empty stomach, giving you a nitric oxide boost that lasts throughout the day. And while celery is powerful on its own, it really comes alive when you combine it with the next powder. Second secret powder, arugula. Now, if celery got your attention, this next one might shock you, because arugula, that peppery little salad green, is actually one of the most nitrate-rich foods on Earth. In fact, gram for gram, it often has more nitrates than beets. That alone makes it a natural booster for nitric oxide, blood flow, and performance. But what makes arugula truly unique is that it goes beyond circulation. Arugula isn't just about opening blood vessels, it also helps balance the hormones that drive desire. You see, it contains glucosinolates and indole-3-carbinol, special compounds that support your body in flushing out excess estrogen and keeping testosterone in a healthier balance. Why does that matter? Because testosterone is the spark, and nitric oxide is the fuel. Without both working together, performance never hits full power. Arugula strengthens both sides of the equation. And it doesn't stop there. Arugula is also rich in folate and magnesium, nutrients that make it easier for your body to convert nitrates into nitric oxide, while relaxing smooth muscle for even better blood flow. Plus, its antioxidants like lutein protect your blood vessels, keeping them flexible and responsive. No wonder the ancient Romans considered arugula an aphrodisiac. They literally served it to soldiers before battle, and to couples before intimacy. Today, science finally explains why. And the science backs it up. A massive 23-year Danish study published in 2021, tracking over 50,000 men and women, found that people who ate the most nitrate-rich vegetables, especially greens like arugula, had a 12 to 26% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. Why does that matter for you? Because stronger arteries and healthier blood flow mean better circulation to everywhere, including the erectile tissue. In other words, arugula doesn't just boost nitric oxide in theory, research proves it protects blood vessels, lowers arterial pressure, and keeps performance strong as the years go by. Here's the catch: high-quality arugula powder is almost impossible to find in stores. When you do see it, it's usually mixed with fillers or overpriced. The good news? Making it at home is ridiculously simple. Wash your fresh arugula leaves. Spread them out in the shade to air dry, or use your oven on the lowest setting until they're crisp. Once dry, grind them into a fine powder with a spice grinder. Store airtight, and you've got a potent pure arugula powder ready to use. Here's where arugula really shines: timing. Nitric oxide production from arugula peaks about 2 to 3 hours after you consume it. That means if you've got a workout, or an intimate evening ahead, taking 1 teaspoon a few hours before primes your body with maximum blood flow and hormonal balance right when you need it. Think about it: celery in the morning to set the foundation, arugula in the afternoon or before activity to prime the system. Together, they keep nitric oxide elevated all day long. But as powerful as arugula is, it still pales in comparison to the heavyweight champion we've saved for last. And before we dive into it, if you found this video helpful so far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way, you'll never miss the next science-backed tip to boost your performance and health. Alright, let's get into the third secret powder, beetroot, the undisputed heavyweight of nitric oxide boosters. This one has been studied more than almost any other natural food for circulation, stamina, and performance. If celery is the foundation, and arugula is the hidden hormone balancer, beetroot is the powerhouse that pulls everything together. Why beetroot is the champion? Beets are packed with dietary nitrates, which your body quickly converts into nitric oxide. That surge of nitric oxide relaxes your arteries, increases blood flow, and delivers oxygen-rich blood to your muscles, and yes, directly into your erectile tissue. That's why athletes have been using beetroot juice for decades to boost endurance and stamina. And for men in the bedroom, the very same mechanism means firmer, longer-lasting erections. In 2015, researchers at the University of Exeter in the UK studied the effects of beetroot juice on blood flow and endurance. They found that men who consumed beetroot daily for just a few weeks experienced a 16% increase in blood vessel dilation and significantly greater stamina during exercise. Now, while that study focused on athletes, the implications for sexual performance are undeniable. Better blood vessel dilation equals stronger erections. And beetroot's effects have been so well documented that multiple studies since then have confirmed it can lower blood pressure by 4 to 10 millimeters of mercury, improve oxygen delivery, and enhance vascular health, all of which feed directly into better erectile performance. But here's the problem: most beetroot powders you find on the market are either processed with heat, which destroys nitrates, or bulked out with additives. The solution? Make your own. Wash and peel fresh beets. Slice them thin. Dry them completely in the sun, a dehydrator, or your oven on the lowest heat setting. Once crisp, grind them into a fine powder. Store airtight, and you've got pure nitrate-rich beetroot powder. The sweet spot for beetroot is 1 to 2 teaspoons daily, around 3 to 6 grams. Take it in water. Here's a secret most men don't know: if you take beetroot 2 to 3 hours before intimacy, that's when nitric oxide levels peak, giving you maximum blood flow right when you want it most. Now let's bring it all together into one simple daily routine: the 3-powder nitric oxide formula. Morning. Take 1 teaspoon of celery powder. This lays the foundation for the day, relaxing your blood vessels and setting the stage for steady circulation. Think of it as priming your engine before you hit the road. Afternoon/pre-activity. Take 1 teaspoon of arugula powder. This primes your nitric oxide levels right when your body needs it most, while also helping to balance hormones. It sharpens your edge and fuels stamina for whatever the day brings, whether it's a workout or intimacy. Evening. Take 1 to 2 teaspoons of beetroot powder. This delivers the knockout punch of blood flow, giving you maximum vascular dilation and peak performance exactly when you want it. When you follow this trio consistently, here's what you can expect to notice over time. Within days, a lift in daily energy, lighter feeling circulation, and less fatigue during physical activity. Within 1 to 2 weeks, fuller, firmer, and more reliable erections, not just occasionally, but consistently. Within a month, improved stamina in the bedroom and in daily life, climbing stairs feels easier, workouts feel stronger, and sexual recovery is quicker. Long-term, lower blood pressure, stronger cardiovascular health, and a level of vitality that makes you feel years younger.